Welcome, warriors of the night, architects of destiny, souls forged in fire and shadows. Tonight, I speak to those who have been underestimated, overlooked, doubted, discarded, and labeled as weak. I speak to the ones who have felt the icy touch of betrayal, who have been smiled at with false kindness, while the world whispered lies behind their back. Tonight is not a whisper. Tonight is a roar. Tonight, I speak for the power that has been sleeping quietly inside you, waiting, growing, sharpening, a force no one could see, a storm no one could predict. They thought they were untouchable, invincible, safe. But safety is an illusion. Comfort is a lie. And complacency is the invitation to the awakening of your might. Every moment you were doubted, every smirk you endured, every time the world looked away as though your pain or ambition was nothing, you were gathering strength, weaving patience, and cultivating strategy. Revenge is not chaos. Revenge is precision. Revenge is the art of silence followed by thunder. Those who believed they could step on you, those who laughed, those who underestimated your mind, your resilience, your capacity to rise, did not see it coming because they never believed someone like you could hold a storm inside, ready to release it with accuracy and inevitability. You've walked through fire they could not endure. You've stared into eyes that sought to intimidate and smiled quietly, letting them believe the illusion that they were winning. But the truth, the pure, unstoppable truth, is that you were never losing. Every setback, every humiliation, every obstacle, it was a lesson, a teacher, a forge. They do not see the accumulation of power in your silence. They do not notice the way your mind sharpens in the shadows, the way patience becomes a weapon in itself. While they were celebrating their victories, you were silently building the empire of your return. The precise moment when everything they relied on would crumble. The people who wronged you, who mocked your efforts, who dismissed your presence, they are blind to the inevitability of what is coming. They are blind to the fact that every choice they made to ignore you, to diminish you, to step over you, only added to the momentum that will now carry your revenge forward. They never imagined the storm they were inviting. They never imagined that beneath your calm exterior lay a mind capable of strategy, a heart capable of patience, and a spirit so relentless that it cannot be tamed. They never saw your revenge coming because they did not know you, because they never understood that the quietest fires often burn the hottest. Revenge is not petty. Revenge is not chaos for chaos's sake. Revenge is clarity, the ultimate statement of purpose, the undeniable evidence that every act against you has consequences. It is the manifestation of the power they never measured, the force they never respected. And when it strikes, it does not ask for mercy. It does not apologize. It does not beg for recognition. It lands, sudden, precise, and irreversible. It is the reflection of their underestimation, the mirror of their arrogance. They thought they were untouchable, and now, the very thing they ignored is poised to reshape their reality. Every betrayal you endured, every injustice you suffered, every time you were left in the cold, it was a seed. That seed grew into a tree strong enough to block the sun from their world. That seed grew into a force that will not just touch them, it will reshape the ground beneath them. They laughed at your quiet moments, at your reflection, at your introspection. They failed to see that silence is never empty. Silence is strategy. Silence is the coiling of energy, the preparation for an inevitable reckoning. And now, the moment of reckoning is upon them. Imagine the scene. They are confident, smiling, secure in the fragile illusion they built around themselves. They believe the world bends to their whims, that they are untouchable, that their influence, their power, their cunning will protect them. And yet, beneath the surface, unnoticed, unmeasured, unstoppable, you have been moving, shaping, waiting, calculating. And when your moment arrives, they will feel it not as a warning, not as an opportunity. They will feel it as a shock, as the reality they never imagined, as the truth they refused to see. Your revenge is not a storm of emotion. It is a storm of inevitability. The fulfillment of every moment they failed to notice you. The echo of every time they thought you were small, powerless, forgettable. You will act not in haste, but with clarity. You will strike not in anger, but with purpose. You will rise not for validation, but for justice. And in that moment, when they finally recognize the force they underestimated, they will realize too late that the universe does not favor arrogance. It does not favor cruelty. It does not favor those who blind themselves to the fire burning in others. Your revenge is the reckoning of time itself, the reminder that patience is not weakness and preparation is not surrender. And yet, do not mistake this for cruelty without thought. Your revenge is deliberate. It is precise. It is the inevitable conclusion of a story they thought they controlled. Every act they committed against you, every slight, every underestimation, every moment of dismissal, it is accounted for. Every humiliation, every hidden smile at your expense, every whispered doubt, it fuels you now. It is the fuel that drives the inevitability of their awakening to the truth. You are a force they could never contain. You must understand this. The world will never warn them. No one will deliver messages. No one will guide them to anticipate what is coming. That is the beauty, the power, the inevitability of your rise. They never saw it coming because they never believed you capable. And it is precisely because of their disbelief that your triumph will resonate. It will not only dismantle the walls they built, it will shatter the illusions that have blinded them for so long. It will serve as proof that power is not given. It is earned in silence, in patience, in relentless, quiet cultivation. So walk through the world, knowing the truth they cannot see. Walk with your head high, not because they are watching, but because you are preparing. Walk with your strength not flaunted, but concentrated. Walk with your mind focused on the strategy that will make your revenge inevitable. Theirs is a life of complacency, but yours is a life of precision. And precision, over time, is unstoppable. Every day that passes, every thought you refine, every skill you sharpen, every alliance you strengthen, all of it is contributing to the inevitable moment when they realize they never understood the magnitude of your presence, the depth of your focus, the inevitability of your action. And when that moment comes, when your revenge hits, it will be undeniable. It will not be messy. It will not be emotional. It will be complete. They will finally understand what it means to be underestimated, to be ignored, to be challenged by a force they refuse to recognize. They will finally understand that safety is not permanent, that arrogance is temporary, that every action against a prepared mind and a patient soul carries a cost, and that cost is coming for them. They never saw your revenge coming because it was never about fear. It was never about anger. It was about inevitability. It was about the understanding that everything they built on underestimation, on arrogance, on the dismissal of others' strength, was fragile. It was temporary. And it was waiting for the one person they never anticipated, you, the one they assumed would crumble, fade, or comply. But you did none of those things. You endured, you learned, you evolved, you grew. And now, you are the reckoning they could never predict. Your revenge is the symphony of patience and power, the crescendo of everything they ignored, the undeniable statement that no one, no matter how confident, no matter how clever, can dismiss a force that has been cultivated with purpose. And when it lands, it will leave no room for doubt, no room for apology, no room for escape. It will rewrite the rules of their world and cement your place as the one they never anticipated, the one they should have feared, the one they never respected until it was too late. So embrace the quiet before the storm. Cherish the patience before the strike. Cultivate your strength in the shadows. Sharpen your focus in silence, and let the world laugh while you prepare. For when the moment arrives, when your revenge hits, they will see not just the consequence of their underestimation, but the reality of the unstoppable force they never imagined could exist. They never saw your revenge coming, and they never will. Because the greatest power in the universe is the one they refuse to acknowledge, and the greatest victory is reserved for those who wait, who endure, who rise, and who act when the moment is perfect. Your time is coming. The moment is inevitable, and when it arrives, it will be glorious. They never saw your revenge coming, and in that silence, that stillness, that patience, lies the power that will redefine everything they thought they knew. They thought every door was closed to you, every opportunity denied, every path blocked. They thought your silence was submission, your reflection was weakness, your patience was surrender. They never understood that your mind works like a labyrinth, winding and turning in ways invisible to the careless eye, a maze of strategy, observation, and careful calculation. And while they celebrated their victories, gloating over imagined triumphs, you were collecting pieces of understanding, weaving patterns from their mistakes, their arrogance, their ignorance. Every whisper, every glance, every misstep they made, these were threads in the web you were spinning, threads that would one day ensnare them completely, leaving no escape, no denial, no room for deflection. Do not rush, do not falter. The power of your revenge lies not in speed, but in inevitability. They do not fear what is obvious, what is immediate, what can be seen and counted. They fear what is precise, what is patient, what has been long in preparation. The world underestimates patience. The world mocks strategy. The world laughs at silence. But these are your greatest weapons. Every calculated step, every quiet observation, every seemingly small act of endurance is a seed planted in the soil of inevitability. And when the moment arrives, when your revenge lands, it will be total. It will be complete. It will be the realization of all their assumptions shattered, all their arrogance dismantled, all their sense of security erased. And you must feel no guilt, no hesitation, no distraction. This is not malice. This is justice. This is balance. This is the natural consequence of their dismissal. They believed the world owed them obedience, luck, success, dominance. But the world does not bend to arrogance. It does not reward cruelty. It does not spare those who blind themselves to the quiet strength of those they seek to control. And now, the universe has aligned for you to step forward, not as a victim, not as a rebel, not as a shadow, but as the embodiment of inevitability itself. They cannot run, they cannot bargain, they cannot plead. They will understand too late that they were never safe, that their confidence was their cage, that the fire they ignored was growing behind their walls. Remember every detail of the moments they tried to undermine you. Remember the subtle dismissals, the obvious betrayals, the whispered doubts, the smiles of mockery. Let them fuel you. but let them transform into clarity, into strategy, into an unstoppable drive. Revenge is not blind, it is deliberate, and every act must be precise. Every step you take, every plan you devise, every strength you cultivate now is preparation for the moment when the illusion of their safety crumbles beneath them. They believed in comfort, in routine, in the stability of their little empires. They did not see you because they refused to believe that patience, cunning, and endurance could manifest as power. They did not see you because they were too busy looking at the surface, too confident to see the depths, too arrogant to measure the force growing quietly in the shadows. And now, the shadows are yours. They never saw the darkness in you, the stillness in your presence, the patience in your actions. They believed in noise, in spectacle, in obvious power. But you have learned the greatest force in the universe is invisible until it arrives. It is subtle, quiet, undeniable. It moves without warning, strikes without hesitation, and leaves no trace but the evidence of inevitability. Your revenge is a lesson in the cost of underestimation. It is proof that time, focus, and clarity outweigh impulsiveness, arrogance, and fleeting dominance. And when it lands, they will see not only the consequences of their actions, they will feel the weight of every moment they thought you powerless, every time they overlooked you, every assumption they made about your weakness. Let them be blind to your preparation. Let them believe in luck, in fate, in chance. Let them remain confident, secure, and untouchable. This is the stage of inevitability. The higher they build their towers of arrogance, the harder they will fall. The more they laugh at your quiet, calculated patience, the louder your storm will land upon them. Every act they committed against you, every slight, every mockery, every dismissal, has been stored, accounted for, and transformed into precision. And precision is unrelenting. Precision is unstoppable. Precision is the weapon they never imagined would exist. Do not underestimate your own power. Do not question the depth of your resolve. Do not fear the moment when your revenge arrives, for it will not come in chaos. It will not stumble in emotion. It will arrive as the culmination of years of unseen preparation, of deliberate patience, of silent observation. When it hits, it will be undeniable. They will feel it in every assumption they made, every expectation they held, every belief they trusted. And they will realize too late that they ignored something they should never have ignored. You. Your revenge is not just a response, it is a message. It is the evidence of resilience. It is the demonstration of the power of the patient, the underestimated, the overlooked. It is proof that no matter how small you were made to feel, no matter how invisible, no matter how ignored, you were always building, always learning, and always preparing. And now, the world they believed was theirs is about to remind them of a truth they refuse to understand. That power is not measured by arrogance, it is measured by preparation. That influence is not maintained by confidence alone, but by the depth of strategy and the will to act when the time is perfect. Imagine the moment they realize it, the shock, the disbelief, the overwhelming clarity of what they ignored, what they underestimated, what they dismissed. Their world will tilt, their certainty will crumble, and the illusion they lived in will shatter, and you will stand, not as a victim, not as a shadow, not as someone they thought they could contain, but as the force that was always there, quietly, patiently, inevitably rising. Theirs is the surprise. Yours is the inevitability. And inevitability is a power no one can resist, no one can escape, no one can undo. Every setback you endured was not a defeat. Every obstacle was not a wall. Every dismissal, every betrayal, every moment of ridicule was a stepping stone, a lesson, a tool. You have used them to refine your strategy, to sharpen your mind, to steel your resolve. They never imagined that the very acts meant to weaken you were building you into something unstoppable. And now, the moment of reckoning approaches. They will see it in the collapse of their assumptions, in the dismantling of their confidence, in the undeniable reality that what they ignored has now become the force that determines their world. You are the storm that was underestimated, the shadow that was unseen, the mind that was ignored. And in the stillness before your revenge strikes, feel the power of inevitability, the weight of preparation, the thrill of clarity. They never saw it coming. They could not see it. And when it hits, it will be more than surprise. It will be the undeniable truth that every underestimation, every slight, every doubt they held about you was their undoing. You will move with precision. You will strike with inevitability. You will rise not in anger, but in purpose. You will act not for recognition, but for balance. And when the moment arrives, they will feel what it means to ignore a force that grows quietly, patiently, and deliberately until the exact moment the world demands its recognition. Your revenge is the proof that the underestimated, the ignored, the overlooked can rise, can strike, can redefine everything that was thought permanent. And they will never forget it. They never imagined the depth of your patience, the sharpness of your mind, the inevitability of your rise. While they celebrated their imagined victories, you were not lost. You were gathering, observing, calculating, shaping. Every careless word they spoke, every fleeting glance they offered, every arrogance-laden act, they did not realize they were leaving fingerprints, leaving clues, leaving pieces of themselves to be used in the ultimate unraveling of their world. And now, every small moment they overlooked has become your advantage. Every doubt they cast on your abilities, every snide remark, every act of exclusion, these are the building blocks of your revenge, the mortar of inevitability, the foundation of the force they never foresaw. There is a beauty in this process, in the quiet cultivation of power. There is an elegance in the strategy that moves unseen, untouched, unnoticed. There is a satisfaction in knowing that while they slept in confidence, you were awake in preparation, readying for a day they cannot anticipate, a moment they cannot control, a reckoning they will never escape. Their ignorance is your ally. Their arrogance is your guide. Their complacency is your advantage. And when your revenge hits, it will not merely be a reaction. It will be a revelation, a transformation of everything they believed into nothingness, a moment of absolute clarity where they understand the price of dismissal, the cost of underestimation, the consequence of ever assuming someone as capable as you could be ignored. The world they inhabit is built on illusion. Their confidence is a mask. Their security is a fragile wall. Their victories are temporary. And yet, they move through it as if untouchable, as if untouchability was guaranteed by circumstance, by luck, by charm, by position. They do not realize that every empire built on false certainty is vulnerable. They do not realize that arrogance blinds the mind, and blindness leaves one open to the inevitable. They never saw you coming because they refused to see. And in their refusal, in their ignorance, in their arrogance, you have been moving, shaping, preparing, becoming the force that will dismantle their world piece by piece, without mercy, without hesitation, without flaw. Do not be tempted to reveal yourself too soon. The greatest victories are not announced, they are inevitable. The greatest strikes are not loud, they are precise. The greatest revenge is not about chaos, it is about clarity. And clarity, wielded with patience and strategy, is unstoppable. Every day you have endured, every insult you have suffered, every mockery you have withstood, has been converted into knowledge, into strength, into an arsenal that now belongs solely to you. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies of my Alpha family, with gentle hands. Ah, irreplaceable, a word they tossed around so carelessly, like it was a concept reserved for fairy tales and fools. But now, my dear, now they know the truth. You weren't just another face in the crowd, another name to pass by, or another moment to forget. You were the force, the heartbeat that kept everything moving, the energy that fueled the dream, the core that held everything in place. But they never saw it. They never understood it. They were blind to your worth, dismissive of your potential. And now they stand in the ruins of their own making, regretting what they couldn't see when they had you. They saw you as replaceable, just like they've done with so many before you. But they lost you forever, and there's no coming back from that. You were never meant to be disposable, never meant to be an afterthought. But they, in their arrogance, in their ignorance, failed to recognize the power in your silence, the strength in your absence. They thought that the world would keep turning without you, that they could find someone like you. They thought that you were just another cog in the machine, another piece of the puzzle that could be swapped out, forgotten, replaced. But what they failed to realize was that you were the puzzle. You were the one who made it all fit together. Without you, the machine begins to break down, the pieces begin to scatter, and the dream that they so carelessly took for granted fades into nothingness. There's a particular kind of arrogance that comes with being blind to the value of those around you, a kind of foolishness that makes you believe you can discard people like yesterday's news, that you can replace them without consequence. And so, they did it. They tossed you aside, thinking it would be easy to find someone who could fill your shoes. But what they didn't know was that no one can walk in the same shoes you wore. No one can carry the weight you carried with the same grace, the same determination, the same unwavering commitment. No one can replicate the unique blend of passion, resilience, and brilliance that you brought to the table. And now, they are faced with the cold, hard truth. You are irreplaceable. They watched you walk away, thinking it was just another temporary absence, another setback they could easily overcome. They thought that by removing you, by shutting the door on your potential, they could move forward unscathed. But the truth they are now grappling with, is that they lost more than just a person. They lost everything. They lost the essence of what made them whole, the very foundation of their success, their vision, their strength. And now, they are left to pick up the pieces, but the pieces no longer fit. They have realized too late that you weren't just another person in their life. You were the person, the one who made everything possible. And now, my friends, let me tell you something they will never understand. When they saw you as replaceable, they didn't see your worth because they couldn't. People who are blind to greatness can never see what's standing right in front of them. They thought they could take you for granted, that they could walk away from your power and not feel the consequences. But here's the thing about the world. It has a way of making people feel the weight of their actions. It has a way of showing them that the things they take for granted are the things that carry them forward. And when those things are gone, they are left stranded in the dark. And in the darkness, they will realize what they lost. They will understand, far too late, that they were never meant to have you. You see, the world does not revolve around people who treat others as disposable. It doesn't thrive on the backs of those who believe that they can simply replace the invaluable. There are forces in this world, unseen by many, that work to restore balance. And those forces, my friends, are now working in your favor. The same world that they thought they could control, that they thought they could bend to their will now turn against them. The absence of your brilliance, your strength, your light will cast a shadow so deep that they will never escape it. They will never forget the way they underestimated you, the way they discarded you, the way they saw you as replaceable. Because the truth, my friends, is that no one is truly replaceable. We are all irreplaceable in our own ways, and when we are gone, we leave a hole that cannot be filled. It is in that hole, that emptiness, that they will feel the loss. They will feel the absence of the fire that once burned so brightly, the presence of the one who gave everything without hesitation, who poured their soul into everything they did, only to be overlooked, forgotten, and cast aside. But here's the truth. You were never meant to stay in a place that didn't value you. You were never meant to remain in an environment that saw you as disposable. You were always meant for more, for something greater than the people who couldn't see your worth. They saw you as replaceable, but what they didn't realize is that you were the one who was holding it all together. You were the glue, the unseen force that kept everything from falling apart. Without you, everything crumbles. Without you, they are nothing. And now, as they sit in the rubble of their own destruction, they will wish for your return. They will wish for the very thing they took for granted, the very thing they thought they could live without. They will wish they could undo the damage, that they could somehow go back in time and see you for who you truly are. But there is no going back. Once you have walked away from someone's life, once you have shown them that you are irreplaceable, there is no turning the clock back. They cannot undo the hurt, the betrayal, the arrogance that led them to push you away. And now, they will have to live with the consequences of their actions. But here's the beauty of it all, my dear. You are free. You are free from the chains they tried to place around you. You are free from the expectations they set for you, the limitations they placed on your potential. You are free to become everything they could never see you as, to reach heights they never imagined you could reach. You are free to rise above the ashes they left behind and build something new, something greater, something that will leave them in awe. They saw you as replaceable, but they were wrong. They lost you, and they will never find anyone like you again. And that, my friends, is the price they will pay for underestimating your value. So, stand tall, my friends. Stand tall and walk with your head held high. You are irreplaceable, and the world will soon see that. It will take time for them to realize what they lost, but by then, it won't matter. By then, you will be on your way to greatness, and they will be left behind, wishing they had seen the truth when it was right in front of them. You were never just another person to be replaced. You were always the one they needed, the one they could never replace. And now, they are left to live with the emptiness of that truth. They will carry it with them, like a weight they cannot shake, a shadow that follows them everywhere they go. The truth that they once held in their hands, all the potential you brought, all the value you gave, they will now find it slipping through their fingers, fading away into the distance. And they will never fully understand it. They will never comprehend the magnitude of their mistake, the depth of the void they've created by not valuing what was standing right in front of them. They will keep searching, trying to replace what was lost, trying to fill the space where your brilliance once burned brightly. But there's a cruelty to the world's design. Sometimes, you can't replace what was lost, no matter how much you try, no matter how many efforts you pour into it, the void will never be filled. The truth is that once you are gone, once they've pushed you away, or taken you for granted, there is a permanent shift. The dynamics of their world change. The rhythm they once relied on is broken. You are not just a part of their world. You are the force that made their world worth existing in the first place. And now, without you, they will be exposed to the raw, unfiltered reality of their actions. There will be no distractions, no way to avoid the truth. The truth is that they were wrong. And in their silence, in the moments when they sit alone and reflect, they will be haunted by that truth. They will replay the moments, the conversations, the decisions they made that led them to overlook you. And with each passing day, they will feel the weight of that regret grow heavier, and they will realize that no amount of time, no amount of effort can ever bring you back. Regret is a powerful thing, you see. It doesn't just fade away. It doesn't just disappear when the days pass. It festers and grows, and it finds its way into every aspect of their lives. They will feel it in their work, in their relationships, in their every waking moment. The absence of what they once had, of what they so recklessly discarded, will begin to seep into everything they do. The decisions they make, the paths they take, will be tainted by the fact that they let you go. They will walk through life with a gnawing emptiness, knowing that they were never able to replace what they lost. And that realization will be their greatest burden, because they will never be able to fix it. They will never be able to undo the damage they caused. They will be left to live with it for the rest of their lives, and no amount of success, no amount of wealth, no amount of anything will ever take that feeling away. They will try to move on. They will try to fill the space you left with someone else, with something else, but they will fail. Because people like you, those who are irreplaceable, do not leave room for replacements. No matter how hard they try, no matter how many efforts they pour into replacing you, the reality is that no one can take your place. There are no substitutes for the kind of dedication, the kind of passion, the kind of brilliance that you brought to the table. And this, my friends, is the most painful part of it all. They will have to live with the knowledge that they were the ones who allowed you to slip through their fingers. And in their hearts, in the deepest recesses of their souls, they will know that you were the one thing they truly needed, and they let you go. This is the curse of being irreplaceable. People may not recognize it at first. They may not see it until it's too late, until the damage has already been done. But once they realize, once they understand, it is too late to fix. It is too late to repair the shattered pieces. The cracks in their foundation will remain forever. They will never rebuild what they had with you, because what you gave was unique. It was one of a kind. You were not just a person in their life. You were the heartbeat of their existence. You were the one who made everything work, who made it all come together. And now that you're gone, nothing will ever be the same. And they'll look around, searching for answers, wondering where they went wrong. They'll ask themselves what they could have done differently, but the answer will always be the same. They didn't appreciate you. They didn't recognize your worth when they had you. They didn't see what they had until it was gone. And that realization will be the one thing they cannot escape from. It will follow them. It will sit heavy on their chest, a constant reminder that they let something precious slip through their fingers. They will wish for your return. They will long for the days when things were right, when everything made sense. But those days are gone, never to return. The truth is, my friends, they lost you forever. The tragedy is that many will never fully grasp what it means to be irreplaceable until it is too late. Many will live their lives unaware of the value that others bring, unaware of how their actions can leave lasting scars, deep and permanent. They will take people for granted, believing that there will always be another to fill the gap, another to take their place. But what they fail to realize is that each person is unique, Each person has something to offer that cannot be replicated, cannot be replaced. And when they lose that, when they discard it, they lose more than just a person. They lose the very essence of what made them who they are. They lose the part of themselves that they never knew was irreplaceable until it was gone. But let us not pity those who fail to see our worth. Let us not waste our energy on those who discard us without a second thought. For we are the ones who rise from the ashes of their mistakes. We are the ones who move forward, who grow stronger, who find our path in the world. While they sit in the shadows of regret, we will be out in the light, carving our own future, building our own legacy. They will always look back, wishing they had treated us better, wishing they had never let us go. But by the time they realize it, we will have long since left them behind, and we will be beyond their reach. This is the power of being irreplaceable. This is the power of knowing your worth, of standing tall even when they try to push you down, of never allowing anyone to make you feel small or insignificant. You are not just another person. You are a force, you are a light. And when they realize what they lost, they will wish they had never taken you for granted. But by then, it will be too late. You will be gone, and they will have nothing but the emptiness of their own actions to keep them company. And that, my friends, is the price they will pay for seeing you as replaceable. They will never truly understand what they lost. They will search for what was taken, trying to fill the hole you left, trying to replicate the magic you brought into their lives, but they will fail. You cannot replace something irreplaceable. You cannot recreate a person who poured their heart, their soul, their entire being into something. You cannot duplicate the exact way someone makes you feel, the unique impact they have on your life. And when they realize that, when they grasp the depth of their mistake, it will be a cold and bitter awakening. The truth will pierce through them like a shard of glass, and they will find themselves drowning in a sea of regret, a regret they will never be able to outrun, never be able to escape. The problem with seeing someone as replaceable is that it strips them of their humanity. It strips them of the very essence that makes them valuable. It treats them like a tool to be used, a resource to be consumed, without ever considering the impact they have. They did not see you as a person who gave, who loved, who sacrificed. They did not see the countless hours, the moments of dedication, the sacrifices you made for them. They did not see the fire inside you, the drive that propelled you forward, the resilience that kept you going when the world tried to tear you down. They only saw what was on the surface, the results, the outcomes, the finished product. They never saw the blood, sweat, and tears it took to create that success, to build what they took for granted. And now, they will live with the consequences of that blindness. But make no mistake, my friends, the consequences are not just limited to their feelings of regret. The consequences of seeing someone as replaceable ripple through everything they do. It affects their relationships, their work, their ability to trust. When you treat people as replaceable, you lose the ability to build genuine connections. You lose the ability to nurture relationships that are built on mutual respect, appreciation, and care. The people you push away, the people you discard, become scars on your soul, and no matter how hard you try, you can never erase them. You will always carry the weight of those decisions, and it will haunt you in the quiet moments when you're left alone with your thoughts. And when you find yourself in a place where you need someone, where you need the support of others, you will realize too late that the very people you treated as disposable are the ones who would have been there for you. But by then, it will be too late to make amends. The truth is that the world doesn't owe us anything. The world doesn't owe us the kindness, the love, or the loyalty we seek. What we give because it's who we are, not because we expect something in return. But when someone sees us as replaceable, It sends a message that our worth is based on what we can do for them, not who we are. It's a transactional view of the world where everything is measured by utility, by how much someone can be used. And the problem with that is that it dehumanizes us. It reduces us to mere tools, to disposable commodities, to be replaced when we're no longer of use. But the world doesn't work that way. There is a power in being irreplaceable, in being someone who has something unique to offer, someone who is not easily forgotten. And when that power is recognized, it is impossible to ignore. They thought they could simply move on, that life would continue as it always had. But now, they will face a reality that is far harsher than they ever imagined. There will be a void in their lives, one that grows larger with each passing day. It will eat at them, gnaw at them, until they are left hollow inside. They will feel it in their bones, in their very soul, and they will know that the absence they feel is not just the absence of you, but the absence of everything you brought into their life. They will realize that they were never meant to discard you, that they were never meant to let you go. But once they see that, once they understand the weight of their mistake, it will be too late. There will be no second chance. There will be no do-overs. The damage is done, and the scar will remain for the rest of their lives. It's a cruel irony, isn't it? That the very thing they thought they could replace is the one thing that they can never have again. They will try to fill the emptiness with distractions, with new people, with new pursuits. But they will never find what they had with you, because what you gave was not something that could be replicated. It wasn't something that could be manufactured or replaced. It was a rare and precious gift, and they were blind to it. They took it for granted, and now they will pay the price for their short-sightedness. They will realize that no matter how many times they try to replace you, no matter how many people they bring into their lives, they will never find anyone who can match the depth of what you offered. And the tragedy of it all is that they will never truly know what they had until they lose it. And let me tell you, my friends, losing something irreplaceable is not just about the pain of missing it. It's not just about the regret or the longing. It's about the profound emptiness that fills the space where it once existed. You can't just fill that space with anything. You can't fill it with distractions, with substitutes, with shallow replacements. That hole, that void, will remain with them. And every time they try to move forward, every time they try to replace you with someone else, that hole will grow larger. They will never escape it, because the truth is that they can never replace you. And in that emptiness, in that realization, they will feel the full weight of their decision. They will know that they had something priceless, and they let it slip through their fingers. What they fail to understand is that irreplaceability is not just about being unique or valuable. It's about the way you shape the lives of those around you, the way you impact the world in ways that no one else can. It's about the depth of your presence, the strength of your character, the passion you bring to everything you do. And when that is taken away, when that is lost, it leaves a mark. It leaves a scar, not just on the people who failed to appreciate it, but on the world itself. The ripple effect of that loss extends far beyond what anyone could ever imagine, and it will change everything. They will never be able to replicate your energy, your fire, your heart. And as the days go on, they will feel the weight of that loss more and more. They will see how things fall apart, how the systems they relied on begin to crumble, how the momentum they had slows to a halt. They will understand that what they had was not something they could replace, and they will be left with nothing but the echoes of what used to be. They will look back and wish they could turn back time, wish they could undo the damage, but they can't. Because you are gone, and they will never get you back. And here's the cruelest part. They will realize that no one can truly replace the irreplaceable, no matter how many people they bring in, No matter how many efforts they put into rebuilding, it will never be the same. You were the force that held everything together, and without you, the world they built will crumble. The fact that they didn't see that before, that they didn't understand what they had in you, is the bitter pill they must swallow, and the truth will hit them harder than anything else. They will know, deep in their hearts, that they lost something that could never be regained, and the price they will pay for seeing you as replaceable is a lifetime of regret, a lifetime of knowing that they let something irreplaceable slip through their fingers. In the end, the price of seeing someone as replaceable is a heavy one. It is a cost that can never be undone, a regret that lingers forever. No matter how hard they try, no one can replace what was truly irreplaceable, and those who fail to recognize this truth are left with the painful realization that what they lost is gone for good. So, remember this: you are not disposable, and those who fail to see your worth will someday feel the weight of their actions. You are irreplaceable, and that truth, once acknowledged, becomes a force they can never escape. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you isn't for everyone. It's not for the ones who gave up when the world doubted them. It's not for those who folded the moment the fire touched their hands. Number. This is for the few, the ones who learned to breathe through the smoke, the ones who smiled while everyone else whispered that they would fail, the ones who watched the world move against them, and instead of running, they studied the storm until they became it. They thought they were smart. They thought they could outthink you, outtalk you, outplan you. They laughed when you stumbled. They smirked when you struggled. They whispered that you were not enough. And for a moment, maybe you believed them. Maybe you looked at yourself and wondered if they were right. But that doubt, that quiet whisper of insecurity, became your greatest weapon. Because while they celebrated early, you were still learning, still building, still sharpening your silence into strategy. Every move they made became a lesson. Every insult became data. Every betrayal became a map of their weaknesses. You didn't fight them with noise. You fought them with patience. And that patience, it became your edge. Because when everyone else was desperate to be seen, you were busy becoming someone worth noticing. They called you slow. They said you didn't understand how the game worked. They said you weren't clever enough to compete. But what they didn't realize was this: you weren't playing their game at all. You were designing your own. While they chased attention, you built discipline. While they demanded validation, you built vision. While they fought for the moment, you prepared for the era. And when the time came, when they finally looked back, expecting to find you still crawling behind, you were already standing ahead of them, silent, calm, focused. You didn't need to announce your victory. You became the proof. They thought their intelligence was permanent, but you showed them that growth outsmarts talent every single time. You showed them that the mind trained in silence becomes unstoppable in noise. You didn't outtalk them. You outlasted them. You didn't outshine them. You outworked them. You didn't expose them. You out-evolved them. Every moment they underestimated you was fuel. You didn't need revenge. You didn't need to prove anything. You just kept moving, one step at a time, turning every failure into a foundation, every scar into strategy. And now, they watch you, confused, bitter, wondering how the one they dismissed ended up becoming the storm they can't escape. You outplayed their every move because you stopped reacting. You started calculating. You stopped proving. You started preparing. You learned that true intelligence isn't loud. It's quiet. It's cold. It's patient. It's the kind of intelligence that watches the world crumble and knows how to rebuild it, brick by brick. You learn that being underestimated is a blessing, because while they were busy showing off, you were building skills they didn't even know existed. They thought they were steps ahead, but every step they took was part of your blueprint. You didn't just grow stronger, you grew smarter. And that's when the tables turned, slowly, quietly, powerfully. One day, they looked around and realized the game they thought they were playing no longer existed. You had rewritten the rules, redesigned the board, and removed every illusion they depended on. You didn't defeat them by fighting harder. You defeated them by thinking deeper, by outlasting their noise with your silence. And now, they see it. They feel it. The same people who once laughed now stay quiet when your name comes up. The same ones who doubted you now study your every move, trying to understand how you built what they never could. But they can't copy what they never respected, because intelligence isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the calmest mind under pressure. It's about seeing 10 moves ahead when others are still thinking about their next one. You've become that mind, that strategist, that quiet force they never saw coming. You turned your pain into planning, your setbacks into structure, your silence into strength. They thought they were smart, but you outsmarted them all. Not because you wanted revenge, not because you wanted applause, but because you decided that your growth would be louder than their gossip. And that decision changed everything. There's a moment in every journey when the noise fades and the truth stands alone. It's the moment you realize that most people aren't as wise as they pretend to be. They wear masks of confidence, but underneath them lies fear. Fear of being exposed, fear of being replaced, fear of being outsmarted by someone they underestimated. That someone was you. You didn't come from advantage. You didn't come from applause. You came from silence. From rooms where no one believed in you. From days when everything felt like a test you weren't ready for. But instead of breaking, you started observing. You watched how the world moved, how people revealed their weakness when they tried too hard to prove strength. You learned patterns, human patterns, emotional patterns, mental patterns, and when they laughed, you listened. When they plotted, you learned. When they competed, you calculated. You understood something they never did, that real intelligence doesn't rush. It observes. It absorbs, it transforms. Every time they tried to play you, you studied the way they moved, the words they used, the things that triggered them. You turned their arrogance into your education. They thought you were standing still, but in truth, you were collecting data, building understanding, learning the one thing they never had, control. They thought they had the power, but they were predictable. And you, the quiet one, the overlooked one, had already mastered the art of unpredictability. You learned that chaos favors the calm, and that patience, real, silent patience, breaks even the strongest opponent. You didn't need to show them how smart you were. You just needed to show them results. And results don't come from pride. They come from persistence. While they looked for shortcuts, you built endurance. While they looked for applause, you built systems. While they showed off what they knew, you practiced what you didn't. You studied, you adapted, you evolved. You didn't win overnight. You won through 1,000 small victories, invisible to the world, but heavy with meaning. The nights you didn't quit, the mornings you started again, the times you were tired but kept going, the times you were doubted but kept believing. Every small act of discipline was a move they never saw coming. They thought they were playing chess, but you were playing time. Because intelligence isn't just about quick moves, it's about long vision. You learn to think years ahead while they thought minutes ahead. You learn to turn emotion into insight. You learned that silence speaks louder than anger. You became dangerous, not because you attacked, but because you understood. You understood how people think, how they break, how they build illusions. You learned to walk through lies without being burned. You learned to bend without snapping. You learned to survive without losing your soul. And when the moment came, when everything shifted, you didn't need to announce it. The world felt it. They saw the transformation, not loud, not dramatic, but undeniable. You were no longer the same person they once knew. The one they underestimated had become the one they couldn't predict. You didn't chase their respect. You commanded it, quietly, naturally, through your evolution. They thought intelligence was about talking fast, about knowing everything, about being first to speak. But you learned it was about listening long enough to understand what they never would. The truth is, most people think they're ahead because they run faster. You learned that real power is walking steadily in the right direction. They wanted speed. You wanted mastery. They wanted the moment. You wanted the legacy. Now, they stare at you with confusion because the same eyes that once looked down on you now look up. They can't understand how you changed, how you stayed so calm when they tried to destroy your confidence, how you turned every doubt into design. They call it luck. But luck is just the name people give to effort they didn't see. They say you changed, but you didn't change. You returned to your truth. You stopped trying to prove and started to move. And that's the moment you became untouchable. Because when you stop reacting, you start leading. When you stop chasing validation, you start building value. And value, once earned, never fades. You no longer need to show them your worth. It's visible in your silence. It's written in your results. It's carved into your presence. They thought they were smart, but they forgot that intelligence without humility becomes blindness, and blindness always loses to awareness. You outsmarted them, not by thinking harder, but by seeing clearer. You saw what they ignored. You saw what they denied. You saw what they pretended not to notice. The truth that success is not about out-talking others, but outlasting them. And that's what you did. You lasted. You endured. You evolved. Now, you walk differently. You move differently. You see differently. Every step you take now carries the weight of wisdom earned through struggle. Every breath you take now echoes with lessons learned in silence. They thought you were done, but you were only just beginning. You outplayed their every move, and now they can't play without remembering you. There comes a stage when you no longer chase victory. It begins to chase you. It's when the balance of power shifts without noise, without announcement, without a single word of warning. You just wake up one day and realize that you've become what they pretended to be. Composed, intelligent, unshakable. You don't brag. You don't argue. You don't prove. Because your very existence now does all the talking. They used to believe they could read you. They thought they understood your patterns, your emotions, your limits. But you've evolved into something they can't decode. A mind that no longer reacts. A soul that no longer seeks approval. They can't predict your next move because you're not moving for them anymore. You're moving for purpose. That's the most frightening kind of intelligence. Purpose-driven awareness. The kind that doesn't seek to destroy, but to create. The kind that doesn't fight for attention, but for alignment. You've stopped playing their game. You've started building your own world, and that's what separates you now. While they're still trying to win in the small arena of ego, you're building empires in silence. You've learned the secret that very few ever discover, that peace is the ultimate weapon. When your mind is calm, your judgment sharpens. When your emotions are still, your strategy awakens. They still confuse noise with intelligence, but you know that true wisdom whispers. It doesn't rush, it doesn't shout, it simply acts. And the results echo louder than any voice. You once sought their approval. You once wanted them to notice your effort, your growth, your potential. But now, you smile when they don't notice, because invisibility became your strategy. When they can't see your plans, they can't sabotage them. When they can't predict your next move, they can't block it. You learn to move in shadows, not because you're afraid, but because light draws distraction. And distraction is the enemy of evolution. You learn the art of silence. You learn that every reaction costs energy, and every emotion is a signal to be used, not wasted. So you started mastering yourself. You began studying your own mind like a strategist studies the battlefield, patiently, with precision, with discipline. Because here's the truth they never understood. The smartest person in the room is not the one who talks the most, but the one who listens longest. You've become that listener, the observer, the silent student who turned into the unseen master. Every conversation, every interaction, every betrayal, all of it taught you something. You no longer see enemies, you see lessons. You no longer see failure, you see formulas. You no longer see loss, you see leverage. They thought they could defeat you by breaking your confidence, but all they did was force you to build an identity that can't be broken. They thought silence meant weakness, but you turned silence into strategy. They thought you were alone, but solitude became your sanctuary. You no longer need to outsmart anyone, because you've already outgrown them. Their games don't reach you anymore. Their opinions no longer shape you. Their judgments fall like raindrops against stone. You've become immune to the very weapons they tried to use against you. And that's the most powerful transformation of all. Not revenge, not competition, but evolution beyond their understanding. You now stand in a space of clarity, and clarity is strength. You can see patterns others miss. You can feel intentions others ignore. You can sense energy before words even appear. And that awareness, that deep awareness, is what separates you now. They used to be ahead because they were faster, but now you're ahead because you're wiser. They still rush, you still move. They still compete, you still calculate. They still react, you still observe. They still chase, but you attract. Because when you reach this level of calm mastery, life starts bending toward your focus. You became unpredictable. Not because you changed, but because you stopped giving away your rhythm. They can't study you anymore. They can't copy what they don't understand. They can't outthink someone who no longer plays their game. And as they scramble for recognition, you're already moving in silence toward legacy. You've realized that intelligence is not about proving how much you know. It's about knowing what to ignore. You no longer waste energy explaining yourself. You let results do the speaking, and results never stutter. They thought they could outplan you, but you learn to play the long game. You don't just see the next step. You see the end game before the first move. You've become the kind of thinker who builds when others talk, who prepares when others sleep, who endures when others quit. That's why they can't beat you, because you've stopped trying to win their way. You've made your own rules, your own rhythm, your own definition of success. And maybe they still don't understand it. Maybe they still think you're lucky or mysterious or just changed. But deep down, they know. They know the truth. They'll never admit that they misjudged you. They thought you were easy to read, easy to break, easy to replace. But you were never ordinary. You were learning, you were transforming, you were watching. And now, the very ones who once underestimated you are learning what it feels like to be studied. They can feel your presence without you saying a word. They can sense your strategy without seeing your plan. You've become everything they tried to suppress: calm, calculated, capable. You outplayed their every move, not through arrogance, but through awareness. Not through aggression, but through intelligence. Not through noise, but through mastery. And the game? It's no longer about winning. It's about understanding that the smartest player isn't the one who finishes first. It's the one who finishes still standing. And you, after everything, are still standing. There comes a quiet dawn after every long night. Not loud, not celebrated, but sacred. The kind of dawn that doesn't need witnesses. It's just you, the silence, and the realization that you made it through every storm designed to break you. You stand there, breathing, feeling the stillness, and for the first time, you understand what power truly is. It isn't control over others. It's control over yourself. You've walked through fire. You've carried doubts heavier than dreams. You've fallen, failed, faded, and still found the strength to rise. And every time you rose differently. Wiser, colder, calmer. You learned to think when others panicked, to stay steady when others fled, to keep building when everything told you to stop. That's not luck. That's evolution. You didn't become stronger by accident. You became stronger because pain demanded it. You became smarter because mistakes educated you in ways success never could. You became quieter because you realized that truth doesn't shout. It stands. They thought they were smart, but they played a temporary game. You played the infinite one. You didn't rush for early applause. You planted seeds that would outlive their noise. And now, those seeds are blooming, silently, powerfully, undeniably. Look at you now. You don't chase validation anymore. You create impact. You don't look for recognition. You embody resilience. You don't seek revenge. You radiate results. Your calmness has become their confusion. Your peace has become their punishment. Because nothing disarms a loud world faster than quiet confidence. You learn that silence is not emptiness. It's space for creation. You learn that patience is not weakness. It's precision. You learn that isolation is not loneliness. It's incubation. And while they mocked you for disappearing, you were rebuilding. You were reprogramming. You were reinventing yourself into someone even you once doubted could exist. You no longer walk into rooms hoping to be accepted. You walk in knowing you belong, not because someone said you do, but because you've earned it. Every scar, every sleepless night, every moment you chose discipline over comfort carved you into something unbreakable. And that's the truth they can't process. That you didn't just survive their doubts, you transcended them. You see, intelligence isn't a competition. It's a revelation. It's realizing that you don't have to outshine anyone. You just have to outgrow your former self. The real victory was never about proving them wrong. It was about proving to yourself that you could become something greater than what they imagined. Now, they look at you differently. The ones who once dismissed you now pause when you speak. The ones who overlooked you now quote your words. The ones who thought you'd stay behind are now trying to keep up. And you don't gloat. You simply nod because you understand what it took to get here. Every failure taught you humility. Every betrayal taught you awareness. Every silence taught you strength. You turned every fall into foundation. You built wisdom from wounds, and now you walk not with pride, but with purpose. Because you know what it feels like to be underestimated, and you know how powerful it feels to rise quietly beyond every doubt. They thought they knew you. They thought they could define your limits. They thought your story was predictable, but your silence was your plot twist. You outsmarted them by rewriting the narrative they thought they controlled. You became the author of your own evolution, and that's the greatest intelligence of all, self-mastery. The mind that commands itself cannot be commanded by anyone. The person who understands their own emotions can't be manipulated by another's. The soul that's been forged in solitude no longer fears being alone. You are no longer playing the same game. You are no longer even on the same board. And maybe the world will never understand how you did it. Maybe they'll never know the nights you questioned everything, the moments you almost broke, the times you felt invisible. But you'll know. You'll remember that every ounce of doubt became the reason you trained harder, learned deeper, and believed longer. You'll remember that the people who once doubted you unknowingly built the walls that shaped your focus. You'll remember that being underestimated was your greatest gift because it gave you the freedom to build without expectation. So now when they look at you and say, "You've changed," you'll smile because you have. You've become everything they weren't ready to face. Calm in chaos, wise in confusion, patient in pressure. You no longer need to explain yourself. You no longer need to prove yourself. You've already done what they thought was impossible. You turned every disadvantage into design. You turned every doubt into discipline. You turned every underestimation into understanding. They thought they were smart, until you outsmarted them all. Not with anger, not with arrogance, but with evolution. You outplayed their every move, because while they were busy calculating how to win, you were learning why you were playing. And that why, that purpose, is what makes you unstoppable now. So walk forward, not as the one who needs to be seen, but as the one who has nothing left to prove. Let them talk. Let them guess. Let them wonder how you did it. Because they'll never understand the depth of a mind that chose silence over noise, purpose over pride, peace over power. The world will keep testing you, but you'll keep outthinking it, calmly, quietly, endlessly, because you are no longer the one trying to survive. You are the one designing destiny, and destiny always bows to the mind that refuses to be defeated. Ah, the anger of small minds. It's almost comical, isn't it? They rage, they stew, they hurl their petty insults and think they've got the upper hand. They assume that their bitterness, their narrow view of the world, somehow makes them superior. And yet, in reality, it only serves to show how small they truly are. Small minds are terrified by the idea of someone refusing to sink to their level. The audacity, the defiance of someone who dares to rise above the filth they wallow in. It drives them insane. They can't handle it because it exposes their own insecurities, their weaknesses, their failure to rise above their circumstances. They see you standing tall, unshaken, untouched by their venom, and it eats at them. It gnaws at their very core. You refuse to engage. You refuse to let their anger infect you. You chose to stay silent, to ignore their petty provocations, to remain focused on the path that you've set for yourself. And that's when they lash out. It's not just anger, it's fear. Fear that they can't control you. Fear that their cruelty won't break you. Fear that you are a constant reminder of what they could never be. Their anger is the reflection of their own inadequacies, their jealousy, their envy, They have no power over you, and that, in their warped perception, is intolerable. You see, the world is full of people who are stuck. They are trapped in a cycle of misery, of resentment, of comparison. They can't stand to see someone else doing better, rising higher, and walking a path of self-determination. It's easier to bring you down, to drag you into their pit of negativity, than to confront the uncomfortable truth that you've managed to break free. But here's the thing they don't realize. They cannot touch you. They cannot pull you into their darkness because you've already seen the light. And that is why they are angry. That is why they cannot stand the sight of your success, your peace, your ability to carry yourself with grace despite the storms they try to throw your way. They think their insults, their gossip, their lies will bring you to your knees. But the truth is, every insult they throw at you only highlights how empty they are. Their words are meaningless. They carry no weight. They are nothing more than echoes of their own insecurities. And as you stand there, unshaken, their rage only makes you stronger. It feeds your resolve. It solidifies your determination. Because deep down, you know that the ones who lash out are the ones who are truly broken. They lash out because they cannot stand to see you in control of your own life, choosing your own destiny, while they remain stuck in their endless cycle of bitterness and hate. The anger they feel towards you isn't about you at all. It's about them. It's about the fact that they have failed to live up to their own expectations. They have failed to find the courage to rise above their circumstances, and so they lash out at those who have done what they couldn't do. It's an act of desperation, a cry for help that they don't even realize they're making. But their cries are hollow. They fall on deaf ears because you refuse to let them drag you into their despair. You've chosen to be different. You've chosen to be better, and that makes them furious. What they don't understand is that your refusal to stoop to their level isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It's a sign of your inner power, your self-discipline, your ability to rise above the noise and the chaos of the world. When you refuse to engage in their petty games, when you choose to walk away from their toxic behavior, you are sending a clear message. You won't be dragged down. You won't let their bitterness define you. You are better than that, and you won't let them take you off course. They may try to mock you. They may try to spread rumors, to tear you down with their words, to convince others that you're the one who's in the wrong. But in the end, their lies are transparent. Their efforts are futile. Because people who truly know you, who truly understand the strength it takes to maintain your composure in the face of their cruelty, will see through their attempts to undermine you. They will see the truth that you are a person of integrity, of resilience, of strength, and no matter how hard they try to destroy you, they will fail. In their eyes, your refusal to sink to their level is an affront. It's a challenge to everything they believe about the world. They believe that success comes through manipulation, through stepping on others, through playing the game of power and control. But you've proven them wrong. You've shown them that there is another way, an honest, direct way. You've shown them that you don't need to resort to their dirty tactics to succeed. Your success is a reflection of your hard work, your focus, and your unwavering belief in yourself. That is what terrifies them. It's not your achievements, but the fact that you've achieved them with dignity, with grace, with respect for yourself and others. They are angry because they are trapped in their own small world. They cannot see beyond their bitterness. They cannot fathom that someone could refuse to engage in the same petty games they play. They think it's impossible, and that is why they are so furious with you. You are a living testament to what they cannot comprehend, a life lived with purpose, with intention, with focus on something greater than the drama and chaos they thrive on. They will never understand that there is power in restraint. They will never grasp the strength it takes to remain calm in the face of their fury, and yet their anger only reveals their weakness. The more they try to bring you down, the more they expose themselves for who they really are. Their bitterness, their hatred, it only makes them smaller. Every attempt to drag you into their negativity only serves to remind the world of their own lack of character. They don't realize it, but every insult they throw your way is a reflection of their own failure to rise above their circumstances. They are stuck in a cycle of rage, and no matter how much they try to drag you into it, you will never be part of their vicious circle. You are different. You have chosen to walk your own path, to carve out your own destiny, to rise above the noise. And that is why they hate you. They hate you because they are too afraid to do the same. They are too afraid to face the truth about themselves, to confront the fact that they have let their anger and jealousy consume them. They are too afraid to break free from the chains of their own limitations, and so they lash out at those who have the courage to do what they cannot. But here's the truth they can't deny. You will never be like them. You will never lower yourself to their level. You will never allow their bitterness to define you. You are better than that. You are stronger than that. And every time they try to pull you down, every time they try to make you feel small, you will rise above them. You will rise above their lies, their cruelty, their attempts to destroy your peace. You will rise, and they will watch, helpless, as you soar to heights they could never reach. So let them rage. Let them stew in their anger. Let them throw their insults and make their petty attempts to bring you down. It doesn't matter. You are untouchable. You are invincible. You are a force they can never reckon with, because you have the one thing they will never have, the strength to rise above it all. And that, my friend, is why they are angry, because they know deep down that you've won. You've already won. The battle is over, even if the noise continues. The war within their minds will persist as they attempt to convince themselves that they still have some semblance of control, that their attempts to bring you down have not been in vain. But the truth is clear. The battle was never theirs to win. Theirs is a fight against themselves, a struggle with their own inadequacies, their own failures. And no matter how much they rage, no matter how much they attempt to tear you apart, their victory is impossible. You've already claimed the prize, and it's not something they can take from you. You are the victor, and your victory is in your ability to maintain your composure, your ability to stand firm in the face of all adversity. You are the victor because you have managed to build something they could never understand, something they could never achieve. You've created a life that is not subject to their whims, not dependent on their validation, not shaped by their narrow perspective. And that, in itself, is your greatest triumph. They cannot touch the world you've built because it's yours and yours alone. Their anger, their attempts to drag you down, only highlight their inability to reach the heights you've already reached. Understand this. Their rage is the product of their own fear. They fear that they are too small, too weak to ever achieve what you have. They fear that no matter how much they try to tear you down, they will never be able to match the strength and resolve you possess. And so they attack. They attack not because they truly want to harm you, but because they cannot stand the idea that they are powerless in the face of your power. They attack because it's easier to lash out than to confront the deep-seated fear they carry inside themselves. The fear that they are forever trapped in the limitations they have set for themselves. The fear that they will never rise above the smallness of their own mind. But you are different. You are a force of nature. You are not bound by their limitations, not trapped by their perception of the world. You are a person of vision, a person who sees beyond the immediate noise, beyond the shallow judgments, beyond the toxicity they try to drag you into. You've chosen to rise above it all, to stay focused on the path that is yours and yours alone. You've chosen to live on your terms, to forge your own destiny, to define success for yourself. And that is something they can never take from you. No matter how much they scream, no matter how much they try to make you feel small, you are untouchable. You've already won. Their attempts to tear you down are nothing more than a reflection of their own desperation. They cannot accept that you have broken free from the chains they still cling to. They cannot comprehend how you've managed to rise above the noise and the chaos. Their world is full of excuses, full of self-imposed limitations, full of the same old patterns that keep them stuck. And so they try to drag you down into it. They try to make you doubt yourself, to make you question your worth, to make you feel that your success is unearned or undeserved. But none of it matters. The fact that they are trying to tear you down only proves one thing. They are terrified of what you represent. You are a living testament to everything they wish they could be. They see you standing tall, unshaken, unaffected by their venom, and it threatens them. It threatens everything they've ever believed about the world. You are proof that there is another way, a way that doesn't involve manipulation, doesn't involve deceit, doesn't involve tearing others down to get ahead. You have shown them that it is possible to succeed with integrity, with honor, with respect for others. And that, my friend, is what they cannot stand, because it forces them to confront the uncomfortable truth about themselves, that they are still stuck in their small, petty world while you have managed to break free. They want to make you believe that your success, your peace, your strength is somehow wrong. They want to make you feel guilty for refusing to engage in their drama, for refusing to sink to their level. They want you to think that you are the one who is out of place. But the truth is, they are the ones who are out of place. They are the ones who are trapped in their own smallness, trapped in their own bitterness, trapped in their own cycle of self-doubt and fear. They are the ones who have allowed their anger to define them, to control them, to dictate their every action. And because they have let it consume them, they cannot stand to see you remain unaffected by the same forces that have destroyed them. You have mastered the art of restraint, the art of maintaining your composure in the face of their hostility. And that, in itself, is a powerful weapon. They may throw all their venom at you, but you remain unshaken. You remain calm. You remain focused on what truly matters: your journey, your goals, your vision. And that is something they cannot comprehend. They cannot understand how you can remain untouched by their rage, how you can continue to rise while they remain stuck in their own misery. They have tried to make you part of their world, but you have refused, and that is why they are so angry. But here's the secret they don't know. Your refusal to engage in their games is what gives you power. It is what separates you from them. While they waste their energy on petty insults, on trying to tear you down, you are using that same energy to build something greater. You are focused on your own growth, your own success, your own journey, and that is what makes you unstoppable. They may try to break you, but they cannot. They may try to sabotage you, but they will fail. Because your strength is not in your ability to fight back, but in your ability to remain true to yourself, to stay focused on your path, to rise above the noise. The truth is, they have already lost. They just don't know it yet. Their attempts to destroy you will only make you stronger, only make you more resilient, only make you more determined to continue on your path. They cannot touch you. They cannot break you. And the more they try, the more they expose their own weakness. The more they show the world that their anger, their bitterness, their attempts to bring you down are nothing more than a reflection of their own failure to rise above their circumstances. So let them rage, let them scream, let them try to tear you apart with their words, with their lies, with their petty insults. It doesn't matter. You've already won. You've already risen above it all. You are a living testament to what it means to be strong, to be resilient, to be unwavering in the face of adversity. And no matter how hard they try, no matter how much they try to drag you down, they will never have the power to defeat you. Because your victory isn't just in the external world. Your victory is in the way you carry yourself, in the way you walk through the storm with grace, in the way you refuse to let the chaos of the world define you. You've already won. The battle is over, and they will never have the power to take that from you. No matter how they twist, no matter how they manipulate the truth, no matter how deeply they try to burrow their anger into your spirit, they will never succeed in taking away the power you have earned. This power, this strength that courses through you, is not something they can steal or destroy. They can scream and shout from the corners of their own misery, but their noise is nothing more than the hollow sound of desperation. It's a futile attempt to erase the truth, a futile attempt to make you believe that their words, their actions, their venom can actually touch you. This is the power of knowing who you are, the power of having an unshakable belief in your own worth and in your own journey. When you refuse to lower yourself to their level, when you stand firm in your own values, you tap into something that no one can ever take away. It's a force of inner resolve, the quiet strength of someone who has learned to navigate the storms of life with dignity. And it's something that no amount of bitterness, no amount of rage, no amount of personal attacks can destroy. They may think they can break you with their lies, their mockery, their insults, but they are mistaken. They fail to understand the depth of your inner strength, the quiet power that you possess. And they will always fail, because that power is built from the ground up, forged in the fires of experience and tempered by the lessons you've learned on your journey. In their attempts to bring you down, they only expose their own weakness. They may think they're clever, that their lies and insults are weapons of war, but the truth is, they're using nothing more than broken arrows. Arrows that never reach their target because the strength of your shield is too great. They may aim for your heart, for your mind, but your resolve is the armor that keeps them at bay. You've become a fortress of self-belief, an unyielding monument to resilience, and that is what makes them furious. Their attempts to destroy you are a reflection of their own failure, a painful reminder that they are trapped in a cycle of bitterness and anger that they cannot escape. And they will keep coming. They will keep attacking. They will keep trying to provoke you, hoping to provoke some kind of reaction, to draw you into their web of negativity. They will try to shake you from your foundation. They will try to make you feel like you don't belong, like your success is undeserved, like you are a fraud. But that is the thing about people like them. They do not understand the nature of true success. They do not understand that real success isn't just about achieving things on the outside. It's about the person you become in the process. They may have external achievements, but those achievements mean nothing. If they are built on a foundation of insecurity and hatred, they may have wealth, they may have status, they may have influence, but none of that matters if they cannot find peace within themselves. Their accomplishments will always ring hollow, because their success was achieved at the cost of their own soul. You, on the other hand, have built your success from a different place. Your success is not just measured in external markers like money, power, or influence. Your success is measured in the way you carry yourself, in the way you respond to adversity, in the way you have learned to stay true to yourself, no matter what anyone says or does. Your success is a testament to your character, to your integrity, to the choices you've made to live a life of purpose and meaning. You have chosen to walk a path of honor, a path that is free of manipulation, a path that is free of bitterness and envy. And that is why they cannot touch you. They cannot break you, because your foundation is strong, because it is rooted in something far greater, than they can ever comprehend. They will try, of course. They will keep coming at you from every angle, throwing insults, making passive-aggressive comments, trying to drag you into their drama. But you know better. You have learned the power of silence, the power of restraint, the power of walking away from the noise and the chaos. You have learned that you do not need to engage with them, that you do not need to respond to their attempts to provoke you. Their words are not worth your time, not worth your energy. You've seen the futility in their attempts to drag you into their web, and you've made the conscious decision to remain above it. And that, my friend, is your greatest weapon. Because every time you choose not to react, every time you refuse to engage in their petty games, you show them that you are not like them, that you are better than that you are beyond their reach. They may think they have control. They may think that their insults and their attempts to undermine you will make you question your worth, will make you question your path, will make you question your purpose. But the truth is, they are powerless. Their words are empty. Their actions are hollow. They are nothing but distractions, attempts to pull you off course, attempts to make you question yourself. But you have already made your decision. You've already committed to your journey. You've already decided that nothing and no one will derail you from the path that you have chosen. Their anger, their bitterness, their attempts to break you, they will all fade away in the face of your unwavering determination. You've learned the truth. Your peace, your success, your inner strength are not up for negotiation. They are not dependent on the approval of others. They are not contingent upon whether or not people like you. They are not dependent on whether or not people understand you. Your peace is yours. Your strength is yours. Your success is yours. And no one can take that from you. Not their insults, not their gossip, not their attempts to tear you down. They can say what they want. They can do what they want. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Because you are untouchable. Your success, your peace, your sense of self, these things are your own. And they will remain yours, no matter how hard they try to make you doubt them. And they will try. They will keep coming, keep throwing their arrows at you, hoping that one will hit its mark. They will keep talking behind your back, spreading rumors, making you the target of their jealousy. But every word they say, every insult they throw, only shows how afraid they are. They are afraid because they know that they cannot reach the place you've arrived at. They are afraid because they know that their attacks only make them weaker, only expose their own insecurities. They are afraid because they know, deep down, that they will never have the peace you have, the strength you have, the inner power you have. And that fear is what drives their anger. That fear is what drives their need to tear you down. But you will not allow it. You will not allow their fear to become your fear. You will not allow their anger to become your anger. You will not allow their bitterness to consume you, because you know that it has no power over you. You are above it. You are stronger than it. And every time they try to drag you into their world of negativity, you will simply rise above it. You will keep walking, keep moving forward, keep focused on your journey. And they will watch, powerless, as you continue to rise. So let them come. Let them try. Let them rage and stew in their bitterness. Let them throw their insults and make their accusations. Because it doesn't matter. You've already won. You've already claimed the victory, and they can never take that from you. You are untouchable, invincible, unstoppable. They can't touch your peace. They can't touch your power. They can't touch your strength. And in the end, when they look back at the trail you've blazed, when they look back at the way you've risen above it all, they will realize one painful truth. They were never a part of your journey. They were just the noise that you ignored on your way to greatness. In the end, their anger and attempts to drag you down are nothing more than a reflection of their own insecurities. You've already won because you've chosen to rise above the chaos, to stand firm in your truth, and to remain focused on your own path. Their bitterness cannot touch your peace, and their words cannot break your spirit. You are untouchable because you've built your strength from within. Continue walking forward, unaffected by the noise, knowing that your victory is already secure. Let them rage, for they are powerless against the quiet strength you possess. You are unshakable, unstoppable, and theirs is the defeat they will never understand.